Tucker! Tucker! Oh, Tucker!
How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Please comment and let us know how you like this new intro. We're kind of changing some things up, see what other people like. Let me give you a little rundown of what happened last weekend. We went to conquer the Stumpy Meadows trip that we took the all road on. If you haven't seen that video, we'll put the link right up here. This time we took the truck, and there was a lot of snow on the ground. As of right now, the Audi has made it further than the truck. So once we got back into town, it was early afternoon, and we went to try to get something done here at the shop. We started on pulling the harness out of the Q45, and it took a lot longer than I thought. I had to pull a bunch of stuff out that I didn't think I had to. Once we got that out, I went to start putting the headers on the VH45, and again, took longer than what we thought, and ended up with having clearance issues. So today we're gonna start getting those clearance issues figured out. So for the first thing that we need to get done is pull the suspension back off, mainly because it's in the way for us to remove the subframe, but we have to take it off anyways to get the lower control arm painted and actually tightened all back together when we do install it.
I thought you were doing extended stock lowers.
Well, money's a little tight right now because of all of the headaches that we've had with this, so not gonna go with extended stocks for the first couple months. We'll see once we get into the drift season of what I want to do. So we need to get all that off so we can start clearancing the subframe for the headers. It's a good thing that we just rolled this over here because, well, we wouldn't have been able to drive it with no motor, but they're not tight at all.
So Michael tried to go to Lids to get a Thrash chassis hat, and they wouldn't let him use our logo, so he made one. Turned out pretty sick.
If you guys are hat guys and you want a hat, we are gonna try to start getting that started. If
there's interest, we're gonna try to get it with our logo, not the round logo that is at the beginning of maybe this video.
Yeah.
But like our traditional one that's been on every other video. We're gonna try to get something like that. So comment below if you'd be interested in that. We're just kind of looking at everything, trying to figure out how we're gonna notch this cross member. We thought about just dropping everything as a whole, sliding the whole motor and transmission out.
Our first idea was to leave the motor inside the car and kind of leave it so we can kind of position it correctly. And then
we thought we could just slide the whole thing out. Because it's kind of hard to determine where the headers are going to sit with the motor bolted down, since we can't bolt it down right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drop the cross member out, which is what we'd kind of started doing, or what Michael had kind of started doing. I was playing with myself behind the camera. And we're going to notch the cross member how Mazworx recommends for their install kit.
For the headers?
Well, it's their install kit.
Oh, okay.
It's with their mounts and everything. And we're going to notch it like that to start, and then put this in, and I imagine we'll probably have to notch it a little bit farther, just because, we don't know. We've never physically had both in our hands, but the excessive mounts are known to sit lower, so that moves the headers down a little bit more. So I think that's where we're going to start.
Yeah.
Kind of ballpark it, and we'll try to give you guys some feedback.
Alright, so this is what we have. Yeah, they kind of look crappy, but they're just rough cuts right now. But since the driver's side was kind of sitting flat, we notched it just a little over here. And then it was completely resting on this side, so that's why it's a lot bigger. But we'll get this thrown in and see what more we need to cut.
All right, well, it wasn't quite enough in the right spot. So Michael's just gonna take a little bit more out of right here and just kind of clean up the driver's side. Third time's a charm?
Hopefully. Probably not.
Fourth time's a charm.
I would say four times not the charm, because if we say it is, then it's not. And if we say it's not, then it will be.
The fifth time is not the charm.
Okay, so checking.
We're gonna take a break and try to figure this out, and then we'll come back to you with the next attempt. So what? 14th time?
Yeah, it seems like 14th time.
14th time. 14th time is the charm. This fuck boy showed up.
Hey. So we have the motor leveled now, but it's closer to the frame rail on this side than that side. We measured it from the center of the crank to the inner part of the frame rail, and this is like 13 and a quarter. The other side's like 14 and 3/4, so it's quite a bit. So we're gonna loosen up just this one side, pull the tranny, and try to shove it enough to where it slides in that notch that's on the mount.
The driver's side of that, like the driver's side notch is all the way, like the bolt's all the way in the back of the notch. The passenger side, it's like right in the middle. So we're hoping that by kind of twisting it or like pulling the transmission over, it'll pull this so the bolt goes all the way to the back and it'll twist it. I don't think it's going to compensate like the full 3/4 of an inch that we need it to on each side, but I think it'll get us closer.
So we're just gonna leave it how it is. I want to get the transmission bolted up and make sure the drive shaft is straight.
But
if you're looking for mounts, an S13 mount is the same as a Z32 for the trans.
And what he's beating around the bush for is his mount was fucking garbage.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, look at the inside of him.
Wait, which one's which? Oh, this one just came off.
Yeah. All right, so Michael called up Alan at Night Garage, which is a local shop. They do like a bunch of fab work and stuff. So he's got a. Hey, there's more shit.
You're just stepping into other shit.
Damn it! I did it.
He's got a
flat bottom shoes. They're fine.
He's got a trans mount that we're gonna go pick up real quick. So go take care of that and come back, and hopefully we're all solid, like the mount is gonna be.
So went to Night Garage, local performance shop here, and got a solid tranny mount. Hopefully it'll fix our, well, it won't fix our problem. Maybe it will, but
It'll help it.
It'll help. So as you can see, Aaron is over here with the Sharpie. The mount does not sit flat, as you can see. So we're gonna grind down the solid mount until it sits flat.
Hey, excessive. Why don't you make these so that this works, or offer a mount? Come on now. Who runs stock mounts on these?
Now it's all sitting correctly. You might have to oblong these holes a little bit to have the tranny pushed over. I don't know which way. Sits like this. So pushed, yeah, this way. But we'll put it up and see how it fits. Oh, wait. We're gonna drill these holes so we can actually get to the bolts. All mounted up, holes drilled. You know, it's really sad that a lot of the stuff that I've bought though, I've had to kind of fabricate. Not fabricate like this obviously, but like I've had to drill holes for the mount. I'm gonna have to bang my headers for the steering. I've had to notch the subframe. Should've just made the mounts myself. No, that would've been too much work.
Not if we had that gimbal thing that
right?
Alan was talking about. So we had no idea that there was this what do you call it, a gimbal?
Yeah.
So there's this gimbal thing, 3-axis gimbal, and it apparently bolts up to the strut tower, and you get like 3-axis positioning on the motor. So it bolts to the strut tower, bolts to the motor, and then you can position it to make custom mounts for it, which is pretty fucking sick. And I think we're gonna need one at some point in our life. Hint, hint.
As you saw today, this was a nightmare notching the subframe. Had to pull it out, feels like 100 times. And then to end it all, we wanted to mark the headers. So when we pull out the motor, we can bang it out, or we know where to hammer the headers for the steering. We had to pull it out again and line everything back up. So today's been just long, frustrating, but it's done what we wanted to get done today. Actually got a mount too, so that was successful. Wasn't planning on that. For tomorrow, we're gonna be focused on the wiring, and that's not fun to watch. It's very time consuming, but when it's all done, we're gonna go through the swap on what is everything that you need to swap this motor into the car, like what pins, what plugs to put or keep. We will explain how to wire it into a stock 240, but as you can see, this isn't stock. I have my own fuse and relay panels, so I'm going to be doing the wiring a little bit different, but we will go over how to do it for if you're just putting into a stock 240. All right, so with that eventful day, we are going to end it here. I want to give a big thank you to all of our new subscribers and the ones that are just now joining in. Please hit that sub button, like this video, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
So pretty. Hi. Bye-bye.
So that's gonna do. Did you like that fall? I just ate shit.